Rahubat Hau, greetings family. This is Ro again, back at it again with another edition of Is Astrology Evil? It is not, and we are proving how it is not. Okay? Appreciate y'all for joining. Before we start, let us pray. Abba Father, Eli and El, in your son's name, Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ. I pray that you lift the veil off of the viewer's eyes and my eyes to be able to absorb and see and hear and become what it is that you are telling us to be and to see and to hear. I pray that you allow us to have positive vibrations while listening to these words. I pray that you allow me to be used and only your words are coming out and none of me. All of you and none of me. Thank you, Abba Father, Eli and El. In your Son's, Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ's name, I pray. Amen, Amin, and Ashe. So, with that being said, let's get started with the lesson. So, we did the math. What have we done so far? We've done why do we believe in astrology? What do you know it to be? The breakdown, the science, and the math. Now we're talking about the language of astrology. Okay, now as you can see, the language has vocabulary and syntax linguistics. We'll go over the syntax in a second. What is vocabulary as a whole? Okay. Vocabulary is a set of familiar words within a person's language. According to Merriam-Webster, it's a list or collection of words and phrases, usually alphabetically arranged and explained or defined. What are synonyms of vocabulary? Lexicon, word stock, word book, glossary, and terminology. So, the vocabulary here, set of words within a person's language. The vocabulary of astrology is a set of words within the astrological language. How does this apply to astrology? Now, there's a lot going on here, so as you can see now, there's a lot going on here, okay? This is a list on the vocabulary used in astrology based upon each planet, house, angle, and sign. This is not an exhaustive list because there are so many words to describe these facets of astrology. But here are some of the basics. Now, we're going to be going over the zodiac signs and their description of archetypes in 3 parts. Then we're going to go over the zodiac signs and the description of archetypes, some extra credit, planets, houses, aspects, asteroids, and other celestial phenomena. This is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long one. I'm probably going to have to cut this in a few videos. Okay, this one's going to be long. Ready? Bang! So big. Dang, that's a lot. Okay. Ready? These are the 12 signs of the zodiac, okay? Consider them archetypes or characters in a play or movie or video game. If you learn how these characters behave and their energetic profile, you can pick up on astrology a lot faster because it's all connected. It's all interrelated, okay? The interrelated system of astrology, as we can call it. An interrelated system of learning. Each character has his own dwelling or house, weapon of choice or planet, and their own ops and characters they have conflict with, opposition and squares, respectively. And there's also king conks, but we'll get into that in a second. And they have friends and family, sextile and trine, respectively. It's an interesting movie to watch when you learn it, okay? You literally can watch the planets talk to each other in real life. Pretty wild. Now remember, we are talking about the archetypes of the signs, not actual people. And that is very critical to really have. We are not talking about the people, okay? We're talking about the energetic profile of the signs themselves, okay? Just had to make sure the mic was on. Okay? Now, here are the 12 zodiac signs, okay? Now, first up, we have the individual district, okay? Some of this is a little artistic in the words that I'm using, but individual is definitely word. The district, I just put that there because it makes it sound better, okay? First off, we have the individual district. These characters are the ones in the movie who are about self. They keep to themselves. They like being alone. They work best solo dolo. These are the pure introverts of the three communities. They can pop out every now and again, but they rather be in the house. Okay? So we got Aries first. This is the first member of the cardinal gang, the fire element of this organization or this community. Okay? This is the Shaolin warrior who never sleeps. The soldier who is always on the front lines. They move first, ask questions later, without hesitation, ever. They are the first in battle, and by the time you get there, they've already whooped on everybody. Ass has already been handed on his platter. Here you go. Everybody. Everyone getting hands. Just bodies on the floor, okay? They are the baby of the zodiac, the youngest out of the group. They have a large tendency to be selfish and self-absorbed. If it's not their way, then it's the highway. Point blank, period. And put a stamp on it and save it for safekeeping, okay? If you are ever in need of a boost, if you ever need to get something started, or if you need someone to come throw hands with you, with love, of course, this is the one to call. They will inspire you with their courageousness, frighten you when they get angry, and you'll always see them at the end of a night humping on something. Okay? Now remember, like I said earlier, we're talking about the energy Aries, not a person, not you watching this, or your sister, or your brother, your neighbor, your cousin, or anybody walking. We're talking about Aries, the energy, pure Aries energy. Okay? Now we're talking about pure Taurus energy. Taurus, this is the first member of the fixed squad. Squad! The earth element of the organization, okay? This is the sensualist, the nature lover, the beauty queen who never wears makeup. This is the character who somehow always has money and resources and doesn't seem to really work hard for it or ever run out of cash or value. They just always got it somehow. This character is the most grounded character out of the bunch. They don't really get upset. They don't really fuss and fight, nor do they seem to even raise their voice. Now, they are definitely grounded, yes, but sometimes they are so grounded that they become extremely, I need to highlight that. Can I highlight that? Extremely stubborn and will not move unless they want to, okay? They are also slow to move and slow to think. Now, this is not because they're dumb, because they're not dumb, but it's because they need to take time to make the best and the proper decisions so the foundation they start on is so strong that the structure they build will never crumble. Note, remember, we're talking about the energy of Taurus, not the people. The pure energy of Taurus. Now we're talking about the pure energy of Gemini. This is the first member of the mutable mob. Mutable mob. Mobbing out this big. Mobbing out this big. Gang, gang. Mobbing out the side on. The air element of the organization, okay? This is the character whose brain has a hard time quieting because they are always thinking and always want to share what they are thinking. Okay? This is the developmental phase where the toddler is figuring out words and rationality. Okay? Their ability to be free-flowing with linguistics is out of this world. Okay? But sometimes, most of the time, they don't know how to not speak. Not because they're trying to be annoying per se, but because they love to learn. Because they are learning words, and or if they are operating at a lower vibration, they can sometimes be two-faced. Okay? Sometimes it's not on purpose. They just love words and don't know how to be quiet sometimes. But that's what we love about them. Now, like I said, this is pure energy of Gemini, not a person, because you are not a Gemini. You are not a Taurus. You are not an Aries. You are not Cancer. You have all the signs within you. Okay? You just have a sun in Gemini, or a sun in Aries, or Sagittarius, or Capricorn, or Pisces, etc. Right? So we're talking about the pure energy. Now we're talking about pure energy of Cancer. This is the second member of the cardinal gang. Okay, now remember, the first member of the cardinal gang was Aries. The second member of the cardinal gang is Cancer, the water element of the gang, of this organization. Okay, the one who can walk into a room and instantly feel everybody's energy, and many times absorb it and take it as their own. Unfortunately, fortunately, their ability to be emotionally receptive is very high, extremely high, and if not properly developed, to their detriment. Okay, uncontrollable emotions runs deep in this one's life. However, if you befriend them, they will nurture you extremely well. Okay, you won't be without. Many a times, because they can feel everything, and because they are so motherly and nurturing, they can get taken advantage of and gaslit. Cancer is the most gaslit sign out of all of them. Okay, Pisces isn't gaslit because Pisces isn't here. They're in the dream world somewhere. They don't give a fuck. Scorpio is cold. Scorpio will whoop your ass. Hey, Scorpio is deep and pure coldness. But Cancer is actual feelings. It's actual motherly energy. Cancer gets gaslit like no other. Their psychic nature allows them to pick up on subtle changes in the atmosphere. And because most people don't like being seen emotionally for who they are, those people will gaslight Cancer to oblivion. Be like, oh, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. But I can feel that you're not okay. I know you're not okay because I can feel the not okayness. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of gaslighting. Don't get it twisted though. Cancer has the highest conviction rate for in the moment high emotional murder rates. So don't play, because Cancer will kill you out of high emotion in the moment. So don't play. Do not play with Cancer. That's part one. Part two. Now these characters are a part of the social kingdom, okay? They are the ones who need to go out, chit chat, mingle, and be around people, right? Be around people, you know? You can call them the pure extroverts of the three communities, okay? They prefer to be out and about with other people socializing. Now, the first member of this community is Leo, okay? Leo is the second member of the thick squad. Squad! The fire element of the organization, okay? This character is the main character. Literally the main character of the zodiac. It just is what it is. Sorry, bro. As their weapon of choice, aka their rulership, is the sun. The spotlight is always on them wherever they want whether they want to be it or not, okay? So the sun is the main character of the solar system. If the sun were to die, and this entire solar system would collapse. If the sun were to supernova, everything dead. That's why Leo is the main character. It's kind of what it is, right? They are, especially in Western civilizations, the envy of every room they walk in. Everyone wants to talk to them, and everyone wants to be them. Now, sometimes this is all in Leo's head, but, you know, sometimes it's not. They always attract drama, they always attract attention, and they always attract people, okay? This can eventually get to their head, and they are now narcissistically inclined. They become entitled, arrogant, interpersonally exploitative for their own gain. They need to be the one who is special, right? They have a sense of self-importance, etc. They are charming, fun to be around, and highly creative. This character's intention is more than likely not malicious. They are just literally the main character. That's kind of what it is. Now remember, I'm talking about Leo, the pure energy of Leo, not the person, not you having a Leo sun or Leo moon or Leo rising. I'm talking about, or Leo Mercury or Mars, whatever. Venus and all the other stuff. I'm talking about the pure energy of Leo that is on that ecliptic path. The pure energy of Leo. Now I'm talking about the pure energy of Virgo, okay? This is the second member of the mutable mob. Mobbing out this bitch. Mobbing out this bitch. Gang, gang. The earth element of the organization. The overachiever of the group. The one who has to always talk about data. And keeping it, if keeping it real goes wrong with a person, it will be this character. When keeping it real goes wrong. If you're too young to know about that, then you're too young for me. How do you not know about that? They are so meticulous and detailed that it can drive people up a wall. Trust me, I have a son in Virgo. Like my sun sign is Virgo, so it happens. They can be so critical of other people that they push people away. Just know that they are even more critical on themselves. Virgo is more critical on themselves than they are on other people. And the reason why they're critical on other people is because they're so critical on themselves. Not in a sort of get back way, but because we care so much. Virgo energy might seem annoying. It might seem like we don't like people, but we actually love people so much that we will keep it 100% real. Now, like I said, we're not talking about the people, we're talking about the pure energy. So sometimes you'll have a Virgo sun who has a Scorpio moon. They may not keep it as real. And they may have a Pisces rising. It may not keep it as real. It just depends. And because they pick up on everything, they are the fix-it man or woman or child or dog. Really, anything that has any living being that has Virgo energy or business. But we're not even talking about that yet. They try to fix everything. This characteristic, when applied properly, turns them into one of the best healers and nurturers of the zodiac. Their attention to detail allows them to have a need to be of service to people, not a want. It is a need. Virgo needs to be of service. The pure energy of Virgo needs to be of service. Their daily habits are impeccable. Their routine, flawless. If perfection were a character, it would be this one. It would be Virgo. That perfection comes at a price of anxiety, overbearing self-inflicted responsibility, and a weak digestive system. But if you're building a group of friends, you need this character in your group because you always need someone to keep it real. Not every kid, not everyone. Virgo will keep it real. They will tell you, hey, bro, that was terrible. But here's how to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm talking about the pure energy of Virgo, okay? Now we're talking about the pure energy of Libra. Libra. This is the third member of the cardinal gang. Gang, gang, gang in this bitch. Gang in this bitch. Gang, gang. So, the air element of the organization. This character is the one who is a social butterfly. They can weave in and out of social contexts with ease. And I mean ease. Their ability to pick up on social dynamics and then apply that knowledge to balance the energy wherever they go is unmatched. Sometimes, though, they can get to a point to where they become indecisive and conform to the social environment around them at the time because they are scared or just don't want to rock the boat because of what people will think about them. Also, sometimes they can play as a double agent by playing both sides of the fence. Since they are so good with social cues, they can be shady without being shady. They can get answers without being direct. They can seem like a friend, but they are really a foe, especially when operating at a low vibration. They are great with contractual relationships and make great lawyers as they can sell water to the ocean. They are a friend who you love to hang out, have on a night out. And when they are operating at the highest levels, they are always trying to find the right and exact balance for every situation. Now remember, I'm talking about Libra, the pure energy of Libra. The pure energy of Libra, not you, person watching this video. Libra that's on the ecliptic, the pure energy of Libra. Now we're going to go into Scorpio. This is the third member of the fixed squad. Squad! The water element of the organization. This character has been through every single negative, evil, conniving, backstabbing, sexually immoral, manipulative experience that one can go through in one's lifetime. And probably all lifetimes. You know, like seriously. if that exists, I don't know. But if it does, they will have gone through it. Then they take all those experiences and exponentially raise them to the 100th power. That's how deeply and purely they are hurting. Scorpios are in a lot of pain. Scorpio energy is in a lot of pain because of it has to take all of the bullshit from the social realm and absorb it and manipulate it somehow. And the water energy in the social realm, sexual immorality, rape, incest, abuse, like all that crazy shit, everything that you've seen in the Jeffrey Epstein documents, and worse, Scorpio, as a pure energy of Scorpio, has experienced. Period. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is. Which is why Scorpio, people who have Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio, can seem evil. That's not necessarily the case. Okay, they're just absorbing what the social collective is projecting. Right? If the social collective was all good, Scorpios would be so amazing. I mean, amazing. Anywho, let me move on. They are purely and deeply hurting many a times at no fault of their own. It's just the way the cards were dealt. When they are able to learn how to transmute all of that pain and suffering and anguish into positivity, they, in my opinion, are the most powerful healers of the zodiac. I think Virgo and Cancer are up there. I think Virgo might be number one, and Cancer is up there. Maybe 1A or 1B. But Scorpio, when Scorpio is operating in its highest vibration, it is definitely above above Virgo and Cancer, in my opinion. This is my opinion. The wisdom gained and love it takes to climb out of Hades, or to exist in Hades and still choose to be a follower of the Most High, is incredible. That's like living in hell, being a child of the Most High, doing child of the Most High things in hell. And you're not a child of Satan. You're a child of the Most High, but you reside in hell, because that is just the job description. You know what I'm saying? That takes a lot. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. It takes undeniable strength, unshakable courage, and unrelenting tenacity to achieve this feat. This character, when operating in his Lord's form, is literally the single most evil character there is in the history of the universe. However, when they are operating in their highest vibration, they become the phoenix rising out of the ashes, coming to save the world from an inner destruction. Quite literally. They're either pure evil or pure amazing good. They're either purely on Satan's side or purely on the Father's side, Yeshua's side. Like, it's one or the other. It's crazy. Also, when you meet one, realize there are only two settings for this character. Like I said, purely Satan or purely the Most High. No in between. There's none. Okay? Now remember, I'm talking about the Scorpio energy itself. Pure Scorpio energy, not the people. Now remember, this was the social kingdom. Okay? So, let's go over that. The individual district, the individuals are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay? The social kingdom are Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Okay? Now we're on to the high society of L. Okay? Lastly, we have the high society of L, aka the collectives. This is a community of characters who envision, control, innovate, and transcend society for society. This community is responsible for the ascension of consciousness of the public. They give structure to a chaotic world, they revolutionize outdated principles, and they give us the ability to dream and dream big. These are the ambiverts of the three communities, okay? First one is Sagittarius. This is the third member of the immutable gang. Gang! Squad! No, gang! In this bit. The fire element of the organization. This character always sees the bigger picture. They know nothing of anything else besides the grand outlook on life's greatest mysteries and concepts. They need to travel around the globe to gather all of the perspectives possible to find out the truth. They are experts in law and follow moral codes to a T. They require justice for all and proudly speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves. They love to teach and share their findings with anew and all who will listen. I'm not sure if I wrote that right. I might have, but I don't think I did. But they like to share their findings with all those who will listen. I mean, I guess including anew. I guess, you know, they just like to talk. Because I have a Sag moon, so I mean, it's kind of just want to talk. Anyway, so sorry. With all this positivity, grandiose energy, there is a harsh truth. Many times they go too far and go off the deep end and become morally corrupt, ethically unjust, and teach contextually reprehensible falsities. These people, the energies itself, but sometimes people, most of the energy though, when acting in their lower vibration, will never be able to settle down. They require constant newness of relationships. Faithfulness? Where? Non-existent. They can seem holier than thou and put down people who are not at their level. Right? Not at their level. When operating for From a higher vibration though, they are truly the ascended who has reached nirvana, supreme peace, no hatred or greed, and have reached enlightenment. Now that's the pure energy of Sagittarius. Now we're going to the pure energy of Capricorn. This is the fourth and final member of the cardinal gang. They are the earth element of the organization. This character runs all of the businesses, owns all the corporations, controls all the world's leaders, commands all the world's armies, and makes the final decision for all the people. The ultimate dictator. When operating in a malevolent way, this is the devil incarnate. This is constant financial monitoring. You have no say-so with anything. It's do what I say or else, end of story. When operating from his highest vibration, this character is like Jesus incarnate or Yeshua incarnate. A benevolent dictator who gives grace and shows their power through gaining the respect of the population by feeding the poor, helping those in need, and creating global alliances with love and selfless everyone wins agreements. Well, not everyone wins. Everyone wins agreements. Either way, it is strict, disciplined, and structured, and requires its followers to do the same. This character is the leader who we either all despise or we have the utmost respect and reverence for and love. Okay? Now that's the pure energy of Capricorn. Now we're going to the pure energy of Aquarius. Okay? Aquarius, the pure energy of Aquarius. This is the fourth and final member of the fixed squad. Squad! That was kind of loud. The air element of the organization. They grew up being bullied for their differences. This character has been called weird and eccentric their whole lives, okay? While this may have some validity to it, it's also valid that their intellect encompasses all of the knowledge across the electromagnetic spectrum that when people interact with them, those people assume this character is weird when really it's genius. Okay? This character is literally alien to this plane of existence. It's foreign to this plane of existence. They have the capability to manipulate the electromagnetism, so well that they can alter how quantum mechanics function in the quantum world while simultaneously existing in this plane of existence. You're in the 3D and you're manipulating electromagnetism so well that it's affecting the quantum world. You are literally shifting reality. Or reality, because what is real? But you are literally shifting reality. They innovate and revolutionize everything they touch. Nothing can stay the same when they come around because they must radically improve all of the technology they interact with. If they are operating in their lower vibration, they will cause massive cyber warfare, invent the most advanced technology the world has ever seen, and aim it at your head because you cut their sandwich the long way instead of the short way. They can alter the vibration with the particles in the air to make you spontaneously combust from the inside out. Not no joke. If they are operating from their highest consciousness, it's all about the people and what's best for the people at all times. The community is what's most important, not those in power. They are the ones who will spark revolution and make sure it's televised so those in the future know to never treat people wrong. They may be weird, but it's my type of weird. They are unique. Now remember, when we're talking about the pure energy of Aquarius. Now we're talking about the pure energy of Pisces. Pisces, okay? This is the fourth and final member of the mutable. This is the fourth and final member of the mutable mob. Mob out this bitch. Mob out this bitch. Gang, gang. Mob out this bitch. Mob out. Sorry, no. That's a Sagittarius coming up. So, they are the water element of the organization. All they want to be All they want is to be at one with everything and everyone, to be the universe and to exist as the multiverse. They want and need to know their version of God intimately and completely. They transcend all earthly pleasure and all mundane existence while simultaneously basking in all of its wonders. The dream of dreams, the ultimate faith and belief in a better tomorrow today. When it's vibrating low, however, it is addictive. It says not. No, it's addictive. That's a typo. I'm talking crack, cocaine, heroin, weed, pills, alcohol, ecstasy, Molly, that lean, pink dolphin piss, and loose moose knuckle all in one. Okay? It's insane asylums and psych wards. It's endless loops of blissful delusion, being unaware how all the drugs it just took has already killed them. Then at the same time, it wants to experience all that is to experience simultaneously at the same time. It can be so intelligently existential that the law lies protects dark-like oxymorons, so that magical DNA cellular devices commit a rewind into tomorrow while existing and exiting and drinking the universe. That was not supposed to make sense at all. It was not supposed to make sense whatsoever. And that's the point. That's the point of Pisces. Pisces it's the point of Pisces. This character is this. Sorry about that. I ran out of storage, so I had to delete some videos. So let's go back into it. In this movie that we call the Zodiac, we are not supposed to fully comprehend what happens from the time we are in the veil and birth. It will and shall remain a secret that allows us to see into its future donation-based oneness when it decides to pick up yellow-seeded colored doo-doo money bye like NSYNC did in the Django movie. Remember, it's not supposed to make any sense. It doesn't make sense. But it's not supposed to make sense, bro. Pisces is not supposed to make sense at all. Oh, damn. Not supposed to make sense at all, bro. It's just not. It's just not. Okay, so the extra credit, okay, for zodiac signs. This is very, very critical. Everybody has all of the signs in their chart in different configurations. You are not one sign. You are not a Virgo. You are not a Pisces. You are not a Gemini. You are a human who was born with the sign. With the sun in the sign of insert zodiac sign. Okay? All of our different configurations is what makes a chart truly one of a kind and brings forth a completely individualistic approach to interpreting the language of the stars. You are not one sign. I really need to make that a point. You are not one sign. For me to say that I'm a Virgo is false. For you to say you're a Gemini, or you're a Pisces, or you're a Capricorn, or you're a Sagittarius, or you're a Cancer, is false. That is not right. The sun was in the sign of Cancer. The sun was in the sign of Aries. The sun was in the sign of Taurus. The sun was in the sign of Sagittarius at the time, location, and date of your birth. You are not one sign. You have all of the signs within you, which is why people are like, I'm not a Pisces, but I have that energy in me. Well, yeah, because you have all the signs in you. You just have superpowers or super detriments in certain signs, and when it comes to the planets and the angles in between each other and things of that nature, right? But you are not one sign. That is critical. That is critically important for people to grasp. You are not one sign. You have a Mars sign, you have a Venus sign, you have a Neptune sign, you have a Uranus sign, you have a Sun sign, you have a Mercury sign, you have a I think I said Mars, but Mars sign, you have a Mercury sign, you have all these signs. You have different planetary energies and different signs. You are not one sign. It's frustrating. Anywho, that's the end of this video because these next ones are also long as well. So, but before we get to leaving, let us pray. Abba, Father, Eli and El, in the name of your Son, Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ, I pray that I pray and I'm thankful that you have allowed me to be able to be a vessel for you. I'm grateful that you have allowed me to be a spokesperson for this truth. I'm grateful for everything you have done for me, and I'm grateful for those who are listening, you know, because I know that this information is not for everyone, and for those who it is for, I am so grateful that you have even made it to this part of the video. And I'm just grateful. I'm so thankful. May those who make it to this point and everybody else be blessed and highly favored. And for those who have ears, let them hear. And for those who made it to this point of the video, please allow them the ability to be able to absorb this information in the way that you only know that they need to absorb it, in the way that you see fit. Thank you, Abba Father, El and El. In your Son, Yeshua, who we know is Jesus the Christ's name, I pray. Amen. Amen. And Ashe. Thank you guys so much for being here. You can send a donation to the Cash App and Venmo down there. All the donations that you guys send goes towards people in need. Whenever I get a donation, I give it to a homeless person, or I give it to whoever, or I'll make some food and I'll give food to people, because that's what is one of Jesus' commandments. Feed the poor, heal the sick, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You know, the first commandment is love God with all your heart. The second most important commandment, it says this in Matthew. The second most important commandment is love your neighbor as you love yourself. That means after God, you're the next most important thing. You watching this video, the next most important thing. My mailman is the next most important thing. My neighbor is the next most important thing. After God, it's you. So I do my best to take care of people. You know, follow Jesus' commandments, because they're not really that complicated. It might be difficult to follow sometimes because we're living in the world of Satan, but gotta do what we gotta do. Gotta walk with Jesus. Be of the way. With that being said, thank you again so much, and make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, and until next time, is astrology evil? Is it a sin? No, it's not. Peace.